Greetings, wonderful viewers and listeners out there. I am your host, Ajira Musisi, and today we'll be having a very important discussion empowering the young generation, the role of agriculture and environmental science in national development. Here we have students from the University of the Gambia, from the School of Agriculture and Environmental Science, to delve into this discussion. Let's have them introduce themselves, then we proceed.
Thank you, Ivy, for having me. Hello, viewers. My name is Bulema Jubari, and I am the Vice President in School of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I go by the name Yaya, and I am a first year student of School of Agriculture.
I find it hard to believe that you're a first year student.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I guess you guys did not actually tell us what your majors are. We need to know. Yeah.
Okay, so I am majoring in agriculture, and
you?
My major is horticulture and science.
Okay, so you're more like them, more into agriculture than she is.
what do you mean?
Like, he specializes.
I am doing the general thing.
Yeah.
So I think I have more opportunity than him because if I graduate wherever I want to fit in, I'll fit in at some point.
So wherever you want to fit in, you can't fit in.
Nah, just the horticulture part.
I generalize it at different level. So it won't be useful to generalize it at
Yeah, that makes
basic
sense.
level.
That makes sense. It makes sense. So, what inspired you personally to do agriculture?
Okay, but that was
Yeah, that was it.
So thank you. I personally believe that there is a gap, like a huge gap to fill when it comes to agriculture. Growing up, you would be told that agriculture is the backbone of the nation. Agriculture contributes to food security, to national economic growth, but it's not happening. Like it's lacking. You understand? And I feel like this is because we need more young people like me that are able to be educated in agricultural area, bring in innovations and create things that are different from the way farmers or people in the agricultural sector right now are doing things in order to make sure that ways are improved in the agriculture sector. So that is one of my inspirations, or that is my major inspiration.
Okay, so you as a broader perspective to that. Okay, so for you, why did you actually, after generalizing agriculture, you end up doing horticulture in the university? Is there a reason behind it?
Of course, there are many reasons.
Okay.
Yeah, I get to understand that agriculture is like generalizing in agriculture doesn't really help because it's like it is a big thing to do to. So you need to understand one part and then the other part understand the other part. Collectively agriculture goes. So most of the people are in for horticulture products and use vegetables and that. So I see it as a very interesting area and an area that will support the country because most of our vegetables are being imported from our neighboring countries. So I think horticulture is a very important area. Likewise, to other areas as well.
Do you mind elaborating more on horticulture to tell the young people out there who might maybe be interested in it?
Yeah.
I also have something to raise about horticulture.
Okay. No problem. Okay. Yeah, there is a lot of benefits in horticulture because horticulture deals with the production of these vegetable crops, and we all know that vegetable is almost a staple food in the country.
Yeah.
Whatever stew you cook, whatever dish you prepare, vegetable must be present there. And it don't only serve as food, but it also generates income, most especially young people that are into it. And when we deal with horticulture in the country here, most of the time it's old people that are in for it. When you go to the provinces, it's these foreigners that are into horticulture production, which is not really encouraged in the horticulture production in the country. Because a lot of people into the horticulture are either women or old people. So I don't think it will be helpful. Yeah, if a woman at the age of 45 upward was able to produce like 10, 20 bags of milk, why not a young you at the age of 18 to 20? How much do you expect the person to produce? So I think it is an area that we need to motivate each other to produce. Yeah.
And that brings me to this point, right? I was actually about to ask you, if we have a lot of people in the Gambia that are into horticultural production, why then are we importing vegetables from other countries?
Yeah.
Is that because of the last point that you mentioned, that we don't have like young people that are energetic to be able to produce? Instead, we have older people, older women that are into the gardens that are producing, and most of the times what they produce, a little bit is for the business, and the rest is for exactly for family consumption. So yeah, that was it.
Yeah. We got to understand us also like the amount of gardens that are within the country here for vegetable production. Almost each village in the country has its own garden. But we are not making the best use of it. Most of the people who are producing crops are a single season. This horticultural crops, they produce them only the whole season. But they lack in technical know-how, and people are not trying to bother that much. But there are varieties that have been developed that can be produced throughout the year. You can produce the ones for the whole season, just like the season that we are in currently. And after the season, there are still varieties that are possible to grow and do that. Yeah. I think we need to do a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think most of the time people think that agriculture is an outdated stuff. Like classically, and I to justify.
Right.
But it's not big.
Yeah.
You know, most of the time it's like that. So now what do you have to say to change the perspective of young people having this mindset?
Yeah.
Okay, you can start.
Okay.
Okay. There is a lot to say about that when it comes to an area like that. You know, honestly, the way we think of agriculture and the mentality we have when it comes to agriculture, I think it is different from agriculture itself. Yeah, when we deal with agriculture, it's life. When agriculture is lacking in any nation, life will be lacking there because everybody will be angry. I mean, without agriculture, everybody will have a huge responsibility to do.
Yes.
You can't feed it. So going to the farm, you know, agriculture is being modernized. It's not only the use of hoe, rake, and cutlass to be cultivating crops for this thing, like for subsistence farming. It is not only that. We commercialize agriculture. The number of people into agriculture is not that much people, but the quantity they are producing and the type of farming they are doing is what really tells the kind of agriculture they are doing.
Yeah.
And I see like we are much into subsistence farming than commercial. That's why a lot of young people are not being motivated into farming because we only see it like it is for the poor people. That's the mentality
exactly.
people have. Yeah.
That's right. So let me start it from your last point. People see agriculture as something for the poor people,
Yeah.
something for the old people, something for the people that are not educated. Somebody will tell you, when I was going to the university to study agriculture, somebody will tell me, I was like, you speak very well. You are more like, maybe you can be good at the arts area more than the agric area, right? Because you speak very well and all of that. I told them, what if I can use my voice to advocate for improvement in agriculture? To tell the young people that agriculture is not just about farming. You have a lot of areas in agriculture. You said horticulture. Someone might be studying soil science. Another person might be studying agri-engineering. So when all of these are brought together, agriculture is going to be improved. But that is what is lacking. People will say that agriculture is not a viable career. It's not for me. It's not for somebody that is studying. And that is not what it should be. Yeah, so I think that is a point that we should really consider and help in advocating for young people to, move away from this point, right? Yeah.
Well, I don't blame those people out there because for a king here and a queen here to be into agriculture would be doubted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope you get that thing.
Yeah, I understand that very well, but that is why we are here, right?
Yeah.
why should you doubt me for saying that I want to study agriculture because I want to help in food security?
You will have to deal with this one.
You have to
be there trying this one.
Yeah.
But for a miss, okay, for a queen like you, who will be there on this stage, modeling? I mean, will you have
You
time
can
for
do
your
both.
fun?
You can do both. There would be a time when I would even go to the farms and catwalk for them. You know, yes, I would hold the hoe. I can hold the hoe, hold my food products and catwalk for them. That is what it takes for people to know that you can be a model or you can be a queen and still go to the farm. I mean, you are going to the farm because that is where the crops are grown. So it's good. It's important to get your hands dirty in order to make sure that food is on the table. So let's think about it. Let's reflect on that. Plus, agriculture might not even be hard nowadays. We have machines. You know, like he said, it's not just going there to use the hoe or bend down to do everything, right? We have machines, we have pipes for watering. You don't have to go and carry your boats or, you know, buckets and go to the farm, you know, go and be watering your plants and all of that. Like, it's being modernized. So if we see that chapter or if we see that aspect of it, like, we are going to fly. You understand? Like, it's going to be improved. And that's what we need.
Yeah. So why do you think that young people should actually study agriculture or environmental science or any other related field to agriculture and environmental science? Like you're doing like horticulture, another one doing soil science, you know.
Like engineering.
Yeah, I think it is life. When you are there, anything green is having life. So we get to understand everything is life. Yeah, whether you agree or not, but it's life. You should go into agriculture. It's only through agriculture that this country will move forward. Without agriculture, it will not go anywhere. Because it doesn't stop at growing crops. You have agribusiness. The processing of those products into semi or finished goods that can last long. I think that perspective also is lacking.
Exactly, it is.
Because we can all see right now a lot of produces are out there in the market, but there is no market for them.
Exactly. Watermelon, for example.
In the watermelon,
Yeah.
currently, even with $100, you can go home with 2 big watermelon. It's not that they wish to do it that way, but it's like people are not processing these stuff. And we can't buy everything to consume it just within this short period of time. I think a lot has to be done.
It has to be done, yeah.
So is it more like the facilities or the equipment for these processing are not available or what?
I would like to believe maybe they are not available, but we can create them, right? We can create them if we have the right, should I say, the technology, right? And it all boils down to students studying those areas. We don't have, for example, in School of Agriculture, we don't have people that are studying processing, right? You are here saying that, okay, we need more people to be processing these products into finished goods or for them to be able to stay for a very long period of time when people are consuming it. But we don't have people that are studying these things. We do have people that are studying it in private areas, right? Like entrepreneurs that are training young people and processing and all of that. But if we have a lot of people that are doing these things, you would be able to be inspired to create things in your local ways. When you go to my farm, they have a sun dryer that they created themselves, right? Sun dryers are expensive. They have a lot of importance, but they're very expensive to be made or to be bought. But they did it themselves locally. So these things are all stuff that we can create locally when we come together and take processing as a very important thing to do, because it's really important in agriculture. Producing alone is not enough. Processing it is what makes it, stay for a very long period of time.
Honestly.
So the resources or the materials might not be available, but we can create them. Yeah.
So when you say the university, do you mean the University of the Gambia or the University of Nassau? I think to be specific here, but okay.
Universities are like, but then for now it's going to be University of the Gambia, School of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's good to specify things because when you say university, others are there by the like all universities.
Sure.
Yeah,
That's right.
So why do you think that young high school students, let me not say young high school students, the high school students have this perception of not going into agriculture as a career?
I think it's because of the environment that we are born and brought up in.
Society.
It's the society and
I
our
mean,
people.
we are brought up in a poor society.
Very good.
I mean,
So
then why is it that
we
even
get
though
to,
we are poor,
we understand that agriculture is the only way out for the poor people in this country. If you are not educated, people have this mentality that if you are not educated, then you end up being a farmer. And agriculture is not for the poor. It is not for those without its knowledge. Agriculture is far way beyond that. And thank God now the secondary schools are really trained because they provide a field of study which is agriculture. So from that level at grade 10, if you are being told about the importance of agriculture, at least it may motivate a lot of young people. And I think a lot of people are coming into agriculture. And processing as well, I will be grateful to some of my people from the Gambia College School of Agri. I think now they are really trying with this processing. Yeah, they're trying. They produce a lot of local products up there and they sell it within the school. Yeah, we generate a lot of stuff for them.
that's interesting. That's really good. So what can be done to change this perception of young people?
Yeah, I mean, you know what they say, catch them when they're young, right? So I believe advocacy can be done not just at high schools, even junior and primary schools, right? When we go and tell them that there are a lot of people outside, right? And when you go to European countries, you ask most of their farmers what they are earning. They are rich. They are rich. So it's just here in the Gambia and maybe some African countries where farmers are considered to be poor. Now, when these kids, are advocated, when we tell them that okay, farming, agriculture is not just about farming. It doesn't make you poor at some point, as long as you use the right technologies in order to produce, right? Plus, we empower these young people. Then you will go to high schools or junior schools or even primary schools. You see gardens around. But now, how many schools are having gardens for students, right? So people are forgetting things that should be thought about or should be talked about when it comes to agriculture. And I think we should do better. Even us as tertiary students, people from the college, people from the university should get back to these students, talk to them about the importance of agriculture, about how young people can help in the improvement of the agricultural sector. Right? So it's very important. Like advocacy is one of the major reasons or major things that we should do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, like personally, we've been talking about young people having this perception of agriculture. So then, personally, I have made research to come to the conclusion that the young people have this perception of agriculture. Or was your claims based on past researches, or was it just your instincts? What do you think?
What part of the perception is it? Agriculture is for the poor people or
like the perception that people like the perception that young people have of agriculture, that venturing into it for career, or then just like it is for poor people, having this negative notion of agriculture.
right?
Yeah.
I can speak out of experience.
Yeah, of experience.
I think that it was like some months ago when I was at NARI. So we were at the sales lab. So a group of students were on a tour to visit this agricultural center. So there was a student that entered the soil lab and saw me when I was putting on my clean clothes, just from the farm, but I changed my clothes.
Yeah.
So she was like, wow, I never thought of meeting someone that is into agriculture dressed like this. So I was like, wow, what do you mean?
So I'm not supposed to dress good.
So
I don't
I just
understand.
don't understand. But
Yeah.
that is the mentality we're having out there, because someone who is into agriculture should be dirty all the time, should put on these dirty clothes and like, it's not like, yeah. It is far beyond that. It is far beyond that. Yeah, you can even grow crops at least with a little manpower. You can use machines and these drip irrigation systems and like it will really motivate people. But people are not going into that. Like in our Gambian context, we are not into that. What we believe is during the rainy season we go and sow our seeds. After the rainy season, we harvest. And it is not the end of agriculture. We produce it only one single season. I think that is a major reason why our farmers are still poor.
Yeah.
We depend on rain-fed agriculture.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure you have something to say. Calm down, calm down.
Like I always have things to say around this area. You get like there are a lot of things that we should talk about, right? So I also think it's experience. You see students like you don't even have to make a research on it. Like, even today when I go to a high school and tell the person, would you want to do agriculture when you grow up? I'm sure, 100% sure the student is going to say no.
Yeah.
Right? I have this friend.
Nah.
I have this friend that is currently teaching at I think it's called AESSA, right? So he told me that he's teaching agriculture, but he's finding it very hard because he will be talking about agriculture and students that are studying agriculture. You know, like the new curriculum now, students are doing agriculture as a field of studies. So he will students will be looking at me like this, like I'm not interested, sir. They're totally not interested, and he's finding it very hard to make sure that these people understand it's a way of life. It's something that they should, be interested in the future, at some point, right? So it's us, the students that are having that, perception. It's not something that we should go and make a research on and see if people are actually interested in it. They just don't have the resources or they just don't have the ability to go to school and all of that. It's the educated students themselves. We are not interested in agriculture. So yeah.
No, but then sometimes it's more like you are trying to connect the dots to understand what is this. Everything seems so new, even though you are new to it.
Yeah.
So, but I thought everything becomes so overwhelming that students, that kind of thing. So now,
What part of overwhelming are you saying? No.
I
like to
it has
differ.
to deal with the nature of the country.
Like,
Because
yeah.
a lot of people are seeing these foodstuffs in package.
Exactly. And like you come to think of it, who is producing this?
Who
It's
is
not the farmers.
producing it?
And
But-
plus thing is, they're not even taught about this from high school.
Yeah.
It starts from junior school. You have agriculture in junior school. Like what is agriculture? Agriculture is the art of growing crops, rearing of animals for man use. You hear this, like people sing this, right?
I think
Importance
so.
of agriculture, disadvantages of this and that in agriculture. So I think like teachers are trying at least. Like teachers are trying their best to. That is where I got this inspiration from my junior school. When I got there, I was told agriculture is this and that and that. Then I connected the dots. People are producing, but yet people are importing, right? So it makes sense that one should be interested in studying this to make sure that at least these things stop, right?
but then perhaps our creativity level is dropping.
Very.
No, like I wouldn't say it's dropping. Like then we could have said that it's dropping. But for now, I think people are coming up. Like you said at the college, now people are trying to process things.
but it should be at least more than that.
Yes, yeah, it should be more than
If
this.
hadn't been, we have a factory or a body that is responsible of transforming this watermelon to juice or whatsoever.
Yeah.
People will be interested in watermelon production. Can you imagine like a hectare of watermelon, just one harvest, you can have more than a drop. So if you just come to the door of the factory and this thing is being purchased at once, it will motivate you. You can even go for 2-3 hectares. But imagine after producing 20 by 20, you find it difficult to sell it out. Who will motivate you to produce like half of
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
No.
it's really disheartening to see.
I think it's the nature of the agriculture at large.
Mhm.
Like the way Gambia deals with agriculture. It's so sad.
Yeah, but I think we can do better.
Yeah,
And
for-
things will come up for sure because the watermelon that you're saying, we have Mr. Bojang. I forgot the name of the processing association or team, I would say, but he's an entrepreneur and he's doing that right now. He's processing watermelons into juice, and it's really nice. It's natural and all of that. So we are having like a few people that are actually trying to process stuff and all of that. So, but we will get there. The factories and all. I think at this point the government should be helping, right? The government should help and bring all of these processes together, and provide a factory where these people would work. Would employ other people and train other people. When this happens, then things will get better. I'm sure. So it's all of our responsibility: the government, the students, the entrepreneurs, the processes, everybody should come together and make sure that things get at the peak of its glory regarding agriculture. Yeah.
So it's like most of the time high school students feel that agriculture is boring.
Boring.
Boring, yeah. Maybe that's why students are not, they don't actually pay much heed to it. So now, how do you, as students, how do you think that agriculture could be more exciting and then relatable for students?
I think it's because of it's still because of the mindset.
Yeah.
Because when we talk about agriculture, it's life. Any beautiful place you see within the country, agriculture.
Of course, it's agriculture.
Yeah, there must be nature. You see, the production of these ornamental crops is part of agriculture. It's called is it olericulture?
Yeah.
No.
No, I'm not sure about the name, but I know. Just say ornamental plants.
Yeah, it deals with the production of these flowers and the like. So most of the places that we brag about, like big places, even in the state house, you have flowers there. So those flowers make the country beautiful. It is agriculture.
Yeah, my house is full of flowers
Very good.
everywhere. Very nice.
It is agriculture. It is agriculture.
You have aquaculture as well, fishing, right? Fishing and storing of fishes. So I don't think one can call that boring. You have the opportunity to go and visit the farmers, see their problems, see what they are producing, help them in one or two things in their farms. You still call that boring?
Yeah, you can. You
No,
can
that's just
survive.
the perception of students. You know, most one way or the other, people have that perception.
Yeah.
Like you might not be interested in something, you will say that it is boring.
Yeah. I get it.
That's why I say it still has to be
With the mindset.
The mindset. Because if you see those flowers out there and you know they are part of agriculture, what is growing in that?
Yeah.
Nothing much.
Nothing.
The clothes are from cotton and the like.
Yeah.
They are all from agriculture. Agriculture can be boring, but you still put in the clothes. It's either it's from the header or from cotton.
Yeah.
So it's great.
So to all the viewers out there, it's still on agriculture, and then we are talking about the mindset.
Yeah.
So yeah, the theme of this discussion is the mindset. Please follow us till the end of this program. Yeah. So are there enough practical opportunities like bio research, internships for students, whether in college or in university?
Yeah.
She was like, okay.
I would say, because this is a very, very interesting thing to talk about, right? So yes, right now we do have students that are being motivated to do agriculture at some point, yes. But as you said, the practical opportunities, we are a bit behind, right? Yeah.
We are far.
Because you will see somebody that is studying agriculture for 4 years without having an attachment in a farm. Then I think the curriculum used to have it, but now for us, the people that are doing general agriculture, we don't have that opportunity unless you have an internship opportunity. That will be taking you on treks to farms, to go and talk to the farmers to see ways of life of farmers, right? But the practical aspect is a bit lacking. Some lecturers at the University of the Gambia School of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, like Dr. Jai is trying, because always when you have his course, you have to be practical, right? But I think there should be an improvement. It should be like, it should not be like, okay, the lecturer wants to do it, that is why he's doing it. It should be a must that all lecturers should engage their students on practical aspect. Students should be having opportunities to assignment in farms and also the internship opportunities. Yes, we do have internship opportunities. Right now, we even have a partnership with South Carolina that are offering students internship for 6 months. And even the University of the Gambia is helping students have internship at my farm for 3 months. So we do have internship opportunities coming, but we can do better. Yeah, we can do better at this.
Yeah.
But then don't you think that the curriculum, do you think the curriculum is actually preparing students for real world agricultural challenges?
Yeah, it is.
He is part of the students that are now in the new curriculum, so maybe he can have
new
something.
curriculum.
But for us, it was
Internship, there's a term for internship. It's like 4 or 6 credit hours. Yeah, you have to go on an internship. Agriculture has to do passion. It's
Yeah.
not theoretical value. Yeah, if you go to grade 7, 8, 9, if you ask them what is agriculture, they'll give you the theory.
Yeah.
Yeah, but agriculture is far beyond the theory. It deals with practical. So I think it's like 25% theory, the rest is for practical. Yeah.
Well, do you think that your field of studies, agriculture, environmental science, is given the same attention or the same, how do I put this, the same respect as other fields like medicine or engineering?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is. It depends on. It depends
How?
on. The, no, it is.
Okay, how?
It depends on the students that are interested in what they're really learning.
Mm.
Yeah, you have those students that they want to pass through agriculture, but they don't want agriculture to pass through them. Yeah, there are still students that are going to school and still doing farming in their backyard, still doing an intensive, even out of the intensive offer of the university. They are still out there for intensive,
Okay.
and which is giving them a lot of practical knowledge on agriculture. You have a lot of students that are doing production. I am part of those students. I am still with NAVI. Yeah. So it's just last week I was from Sapo. I came back from Sapo. So I met a lot of students there. These agriculture students. Some of them they are into the seeds production and others are on intensive. Like the more you go within the country, you meet a lot of them. They are really trying, but they have theory agriculture.
So, Adi, when you say giving attention to the agri students, who do you mean? Who is giving attention to the agri students? Is it
Like everyone, whether the government, the people out there, our societies, the students, everyone.
how about them? So I think even if they are doing, they can do more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's low. They can do more. The government at some point, if I were the Minister of Agriculture, or if I was just anything like that, right? You know what my main focus would be when it comes to students that are studying agriculture at the university? Whenever they graduate, right, I would allocate a land for at least 6 to 7 people graduate to be in that land. They will be where they will be provided with the resources that they need, the borehole that is for the water, the materials, the equipments, everything that they need for them to stay there, right? And give them some time, just some years, and see what they will do. I'm sure they are going to do great instead of just giving them their certificates for them to go and look for jobs, sit in the offices as secretaries or whatever to earn 7,000 or 8,000 a month, right? So I think we should do more. You understand? The institutions can do better, and also at some point. Maybe the management of UTG and all of that, we have a Faraba farm, right? I would use this opportunity to advocate for that. We have a Faraba farm, and I think it is high time that we make very good use of it, right? It needs to be fenced. There should be water because we don't want to just go in for, as you said, producing for just one season. That is depending on the rain. That is not a way of advocating for an improved agricultural sector, right? An improved agricultural sector should consist of farmers growing even when there is no rain. There should be water, there should be irrigation. I think the Faraba farm should be fenced, it should have water, it should have all the access to the resources that it needs to make sure that students are producing. And when students, I think it's more than 7 hectares or something, it's really huge. So when everybody comes together and produce in that farm, I mean, that is going to be a great deal, right? It's going to make sure that it boosts the accounts of even the student union at some point. So I just think there should be better, we can do better when it comes to promoting students from agriculture and government services. Yeah.
So is it just availability of land or processing facilities itself? And then how does the limit for resources like lab materials or equipment affect students' learning?
You see,
It is.
there are a lot of problems that we're even forgetting. One of the major problems now.
I think this session will only talk about few things affecting us as students.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it is a practical area. Agriculture is more practical. So most of these things it is more easier to understand when you're doing it than when someone is standing in front of you talking about it. Having been in the farm out there is having all the resources necessary for farming. A lot of courses would have been important to be taught inside classrooms.
That's right.
Yeah, and instead of going around with students to all the different farms, we should be visiting our farm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
we
the
should-
laboratories too.
Very good.
We need, like, agriculture is a science, right? It's not just about farming. It's not just about entrepreneurship. We need soil scientists that will be able to test the pH of the soil, the fertility of the soil. One of the major problems that farmers are facing, maybe some of them don't even know. They will just produce in a farm and then the production will not be good, right? This is because the soil is not tested. You don't know what the soil needs. You just go and apply NPK when the soil needs something else. So we need scientists that are able to test the soil to know about the fertility of the soil. We need scientists to test the viability of the seeds that we use. Sometimes we just go and, grow seeds without knowing if the seed is going to be, it's going to germinate or not, if the whole of the seeds are going to germinate. So we need people that will be testing the soil, the seeds. We need agri-engineers. Now, in the aspect of the laboratories, now this is where it comes to play. Like, you cannot just go and do general soil science or soil classification without identifying the kinds of soils, without identifying the pH level of each soil. So we need like those laboratories. I am sure we are all aware that we have a new building in the second slot at the University of the Gambia Faraba campus. So we are hoping and we are praying that we are going to be given laboratories that are well equipped. We can have laboratories, rooms.
Yes.
That is one thing, but having them well equipped is another thing. So we're hoping that we can be able to have that where students will be testing different things that needs to be tested when it comes to an improved sector in agriculture. Yeah.
So then, if you could change one thing in how agriculture is being taught, but then we've been talking about agriculture and environment.
Yeah.
And then
That's
agriculture
because-
can't go without environment.
I know, right? Yeah.
But then if you could change one thing about the way agriculture and environmental sciences is being taught or supported, what would it be? Just one thing.
What are you thinking?
Okay.
It's just providing what we need, like providing what the students that are studying agriculture and environmental sciences, providing them with what they need. Okay. That is huge, right? The resources, that is providing them with the laboratories, as I said, with the land where they can produce. You cannot just call us agriculture students without us having lands, right? And then every other thing that they need, and the advocacy as well. It's really
I think
important. But that
I'll
goes to the
choose-
young people.
I think I would choose it before.
Yeah, okay, choose that. Let me hear what you
I
say.
think if I am to choose just one thing, to go in for all season production
Yeah.
instead of wanting season production, that is my decision. I think if we go into production throughout the year, regardless of lack of these processing facilities, we will still manage.
Yeah.
We will still
Somebody.
manage. We can do it.
Funny.
But we are just depending on one single system. We can see climate change already started affecting a lot of farmers. We are in the season of harvesting where it is still raining. So most of their harvests, they are really having problems with it. Yeah.
It's kind of disheartening sometimes.
It's really.
So then, talking about advocacy, I am a poet. You are a queen.
Yeah.
He is a king.
Yeah.
So, how can advocacy uplift agriculture and environmental science?
Okay, so advocacy is everything, right? You see your problem, you use your voice to talk about the problem with the right people or the right target, right? That you think are going to listen to you, or that you think you will be able to inspire when you motivate them or when you advocate with them. So it changes people's perceptions of something, right? It teaches, it educates people. Because you are informing them that this is what you should, or you don't know about this, and this is really helping, or this is really important. So when they get that it gets to change their perception on that particular thing, right? So it changes. or it educates people. That is one of the major importance of advocacy. Yeah.
So how would you put it? Agriculture is a science.
It's a science, it's an art, it's a science.
It's everything.
It's everything.
So
It's life. Just say it's life.
Okay, agriculture is life. So then how can technology like artificial intelligence or the use of drones actually influence agriculture? They uplifts agriculture to another level.
Yeah, I know.
It is not
No,
how.
no,
It doesn't have to deal with how. It is already happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is already happening. There are a lot of this AI, this artificial intelligence that have been designed purposely for agriculture. Yeah, because there are a lot of people out there going for agriculture, but you can see in the advanced countries, countries that are well developed in agriculture, they use minimum human resources when it comes to production. A lot of production is being done by this AI, this artificial intelligence, this computer stuff and that. You can computerize your farm. It will alert you when the moisture level of the soil is down.
Yeah.
We still have those equipment. I think Nari was having one through IGBA at Dasinane. That will, it's a moisture meter. It reads the amount of moisture present in the soil. So, but it was so unfortunate that the people that think they needed more than Nari. Take it from the farm.
Yeah.
So it really helps. And there are so many environmental conditions that are challenging to agriculture. And to use human resources sometimes it takes time. You have to use these tools, just like when you have outbreak of locusts and the like. You know how catastrophic locusts can be. They can feed on a farm within a day. So you can use these tools to spray them. And even the application of some fertilizers within the farm. And even these pesticides and insecticides, you can still use these tools, this AI. And we can't do away from it. Besides, you still have to do it there.
Yeah, and I hope at least in the next 5 years to come, we will also be able to be using drones like other countries are doing, to help us make work faster and easier in the farm. I believe we'll be able to do it. But people like you, you're young now. People like you coming up at the University of the
Honestly.
I'm in my final year and he is just in his first year, right? So people like you coming, being aware of the stuff, learning about these things, I'm sure we will evolve, inshallah.
Yeah. So I guess we all have future for agriculture. Like in next, should I say next 5 years or next 1 year?
What?
Okay, next
1 year maybe.
Okay, let's say in the near future, we all see great visions for agriculture and environmental science.
It has to do with the nation at large.
You know what?
Together with them.
Talking about environmental science, so we're not able to deal with it more because we are both from agriculture, so we don't want to be saying stuff that are not very factual.
But when you talk of soil, you talk about the environment.
Yes,
when you
talk about
say
the
climate,
environment.
is the environment.
Exactly.
And then he made mention of farming in just one season.
One season.
Season there is environment.
It
So
is
we
environment.
actually elaborated on it.
Exactly.
We didn't talk much on it. But when we say agriculture, we are dealing with the environment.
Yeah, we are like the connection there is really huge. And there is one thing that people are doing now, or that agriculturists are doing now, is to advocate for organic farming, right? Because we believe that fertilizers are one of the major things that are leading to environmental degradation and all of that. It's going to be a long process. It's going to take a very long time for people to get there, but people are surely advocating for using organic farming in the country, and I'm sure it's going to go a long way. And for the environmental aspect, probably when we have this next time, we're going to do more with it because we have environmental science students that are really good in their area. They know about stuff. They are always on our neck saying that agriculture, some of the issues that you do are having, that they are contributing to negative impacts in the environment and all of that. So we are going to make sure that this happens next time, inshallah.
Hoping that next session we have the environmental science students instead of agri.
I know.
So I guess time is not on our side anymore. So if you have any last things to say,
Okay.
To the viewers out there, you are highly welcome. And then please, what's your name, your beautiful name, our king and then our queen.
Did you stop?
And
Okay. Okay, so I believe we've said a lot of things here. The only thing that I would say last is that the perception of the young people towards agriculture should change. It is high time that we change that, right? Agriculture is not for the poor. Agriculture is not for the people that are not educated. Agriculture is for us, the young people that are strong, the young people that are energetic, and the young people that have the abilities or the minds to create and innovate things differently, things that are different from the ways our farmers, our fathers were doing. Because Dr. Njai would say that it's funny, but we are hungry. The nation is hungry, but we are lazy. If we want to feed the nation, we should not depend on the way our grandfathers were using agriculture. So we should innovate, we should be innovative enough, and that goes to the young people. So my name is Ulema Bari and I am from Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, a final year student.
Yeah.
Mama masuk tarik tayar you know dek aku dek lele ko dek queen may wax ni baax na model fa lan mata
I think Ambani Queen have said everything. Yeah.
okay what is it what to hear
Yes.
from the team
Yeah, just to add a little, still with the mindset, together we can change the status of agriculture and go to a higher level to produce for our own people instead of import. So you know what you produce, what you import actually, we don't know what is present there. So thank you all out there. My name is Yaya Njai.
Yeah.
Once again, I am first year student in School of
King of
Agriculture,
AESSA.
major in horticulture. Thank you.
Thank you.
yeah he's the king of AESSA and then the queen of AESSA
Oh, the former queen. I am the former queen.
okay
Right? Yeah, I'm the new king.
okay he's the new king
My queen is at home.
so yeah thank you so much that's just good
No, this one is the former queen.
Yeah, the queen
She
one.
was the queen.
The queen of queens.
No,
The
she
queen of
can't.
queens.
Alright, so to the viewers out there, thank you so much for following us here on Kuwonko TV. Hoping to have interesting sessions like this in
In the next episode,
in the
inshallah.
next episode, inshallah.
Right, thank you.